You just wanted to get people interested in space again?
Yes, yeah.
Capture the imagination?
Yes, that was the idea.
Full power and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Falcon.
You know, there are American heroes who don't like this idea.
Tell you a little bit about it.
I think the person who currently occupies the White House has no business being there and is making a chaotic mess of our country.
It's just ridiculous that these things are going unchecked.
Elon Musk has taken a wrecking ball. Elon Musk is got to go.
At a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy.
An extraordinary scene playing out in the Oval Office this week. The world's richest man standing alongside the world's most powerful one, promising to reshape the American government as we know it here.
We need to be very concerned about these tech billionaires merging with the state, the government, and basically taking over the government.
You people have called you the real Tony Stark. Okay, you've got your finger in so many different advanced technologies. As I said, SpaceX, Tesla, now you've got Solar City and the solar pack that people put in their houses. Are you sincerely trying to save the world?
Well, I'm trying to do good things, yeah. I mean, saving the world is not I mean...
But you're trying to do good things and you're a billionaire.
Elon Musk, billionaire, genius, troll, visionary. A man who wants to colonize Mars, electrify the planet, and make AI safe for humanity, while also posting Dogecoin memes at 2 a.m. But how did he get here? Was it raw intelligence, sheer luck, or a mix of both? Today, we're diving into the rise of Elon Musk, the myths, the controversies, and the truth behind his empire. Chapter 1. Origins, the nerd from Pretoria.
The entrepreneur also describing what he called an abusive childhood and emotionally abusive father.
It was very violent. It was not a happy childhood. My father has serious issues.
Watching an interview with your other son, Kimball, and he was saying that around this time in South Africa, it was extremely dangerous. He was saying how some of the black groups were sort of at war with each other, where he was like, I think on a train or a bus, and one just walked up to another and just stabbed him, I think in the head, to the point where blood just squirted all over the floor. And he said he still remembers how sticky the blood was as he was trying to walk off the train. So it was, you know, when you talk about how violent it was, I don't think people really realize how violent it really was in South Africa during that era.
And when asked about being bullied in school,
I was almost beaten to death, if you'd call that bullied.
In an interview with NBC News, Elon's mother, May Musk, told Maria Shriver about her son's struggles.
He was always brilliant, but you know, brilliance doesn't always go into practical benefits to other people.
I wouldn't call it normal, but we did have a lot of that kind of thing. You know, as I say, 4 days ago, a black man put a knife in the side of the lady in my life. She's 37. As she got into her car, a 10-inch knife was pressed into her side, demanding her goods, her things. She actually fought back, which was really stupid. And it was severely cut, and she's got her arm in bandages at the moment. But they managed to get away with all her things. So anyway, there were two of them. Yeah.
Here are some of the words written about you.
Yeah, sure.
Not the whole time.
A lot of words.
Over this summer. Erratic, unstable, reckless, operatic.
I'm just being me.
Elon Reeve Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. From an early age, he was obsessed with technology, sci-fi, and space. But his childhood wasn't exactly smooth sailing.
It was very violent. It was not a happy childhood. My father has serious issues.
He reportedly taught himself to code at age 10, and by 12, he sold his first game, Blastar, for $500. Not bad for a kid who was getting beaten up in school. This video depicts the struggles of growing up in South Africa during the 1980s. Musk knew he had to leave South Africa. At 17, he moved to Canada, then transferred to the US, attending the University of Pennsylvania. And this is where his story really begins. Chapter 2. Enter the tech boom, Zip2 and X.com.
It all get started. Take us back to when you really started all of this.
Well, that was the summer of '95. I had no money whatsoever. I was working, doing research in Silicon Valley on a completely different subject and trying to start this company at the same time. And when it came time to decide, do I want to do graduate studies or do I want to start this company? And I decided to start the company. I had no money. As a graduate student, I would have received a scholarship and a stipend and so forth. In starting the company, I had nothing. I had no income source.
The mid-90s was the wild west of the internet, and Musk jumped in headfirst. He co-founded a startup called Zip2, a sort of proto-Google Maps for businesses. In 1999, Compaq bought it for $307 million, giving Musk a cool $22 million payday.
What do you see as the future of the internet?
I think the internet is the superset of all media. It is the be-all and end-all of media. One will see print, broadcast, arguably, radio, essentially all media folding into the internet. And what the internet amounts to is it's the first two-way communication medium that is intelligent. It allows consumers to choose what they want to see, when they want to see it, and whether that be radio, whether that be print, whether that be television, broadcast. I think it's going to revolutionize all traditional media.
But he wasn't done. With his newfound wealth, he launched X.com, a company that would later become PayPal. Musk had big dreams of revolutionizing online banking.
But I wanted to do something more after Zip2. So post the sale, in fact, immediately post the sale, I didn't really take any time off. I was trying to think of where were the opportunities in, this is in early '99, where the opportunities remained in the internet. And it seemed to me that there hadn't been a lot of innovation in the financial services sector. And when you think about it, money is low bandwidth. You don't need some sort of big infrastructure improvement to do things with it. It's really just an entry in the database. The paper form of money is really only a small percentage of all the money that's out there. So it should lend itself to innovation on the internet. So we thought of a couple of different things we could do. One of the things was to combine all of somebody's financial services needs into one website. So you could have banking, brokerage, insurance, and all sorts of things in one place. And that was actually quite a difficult problem to solve. But we solved most of the issues associated with that. And then we had a little feature, which took us about a day. That was the ability to email money from one customer to another. So you could type in an email address, or actually any unique identifier, and transfer funds, or conceivably stocks or mutual funds or whatever, from one account holder to another.
But let's just say, not everyone liked his leadership style. The board replaced him as CEO while he was on vacation. Ouch. Still, when eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion, Musk walked away with $180 million. And now, he was ready to go even bigger. Chapter 3. Tesla, SpaceX, and the Master Plan.
At T+30 seconds and counting, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Musk wasn't just looking for the next startup, he wanted to reshape the future. In 2002, he founded SpaceX with one goal, making life multiplanetary. But his timing? Not great.
Are those shooting stars?
A spectacular, unexpected light show. From the base in Texas, it was a textbook launch.
We have liftoff.
The Starship riding atop the booster, soaring for space. The two detaching as planned, the booster falling away.
Booster now hovering as it aligns with the tower for catch.
A successful maneuver, an incredible feat, but it soon became clear the Starship was missing. The federal regulator issued a warning telling pilots to watch for falling debris, slowing and diverting aircraft in the area. From Elon, success is uncertain, but entertainment is guaranteed.
By 2008, after 3 failed launches, SpaceX was bleeding cash. Tesla, which Musk had invested in, was also on the verge of bankruptcy. His entire fortune gone. He even had to borrow money to pay rent.
Known a decision was coming before month's end, but it looks like NASA has awarded a contract for its closely watched human lander competition. This is the HLS competition. This is the spacecraft that will ferry astronauts to and from the surface of the moon. The Washington Post reporting that NASA has selected Elon Musk's SpaceX, and only SpaceX, for a $2.9 billion award. This is specifically for Starship. That's that reusable rocket and capsule system under development. You've seen some of those test flights in Boca Chica, Texas, over recent weeks.
Then at the last moment, a lifeline. NASA awarded SpaceX a $2.9 billion contract. Tesla also secured last-minute funding. Against all odds, Musk survived, and from here the rise was unstoppable. Chapter 4: The Cult of Musk.
Nowadays, it's like you have to say that we have to eat less meat.
No,
that meat is bad.
totally eat as much meat as you want. It's not going to make a difference.
Sing it. Sing it. Tell
Yes.
the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And if somebody says it does make a difference, I'm like, how will you measure it? And if you can't even measure it, then it's bullshit.
You probably can't because of stockholders, right?
I mean, it's legal, right?
It's totally legal.
Okay.
How does that work? Do people get upset at you if you do certain things? There's tobacco and marijuana in there. That's all it is.
Does someone have to read them before they go out?
No.
So your tweets are not supervised?
The only tweets that would have to be, say, reviewed would be if a tweet had a probability of causing a movement in the stock.
And that's it?
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it's, hello, First Amendment. Freedom of speech is fundamental.
The Doge community, I think, is somewhat irreverent, obviously, and has great memes and loves dogs, and I love dogs and memes. The cryptocurrency that was started as a joke to make fun of cryptocurrencies ends up being the leading cryptocurrency. That would be the most ironic outcome.
Sure? Yeah. Oh my God. Well, maybe that was a little too hard. Sorry? Okay. It didn't go through. So that's a plus side.
Let's try the right.
Try that one, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, man.
It didn't go through.
Part of the reason why I think there's some merit to Dogecoin, even though it was obviously created as a joke, is that it actually does have a much higher transaction volume capability than Bitcoin, and the cost of doing a transaction, the Dogecoin fee is very low. Like right now, if you want to do a Bitcoin transaction, the price of doing that transaction is very high, so you could not use it effectively for most things, and nor could it even scale to a high volume. And when Bitcoin was started, I guess in 2008 or something like that, the internet connections were much worse than they are today, much order of magnitude. I mean, they're way worse in 2008. So like having a small block size or whatever is, and a long synchronization time made sense in 2008. But to 2021 or fast forward 10 years, it's like comically low.
The billionaire, he was a cultural phenomenon. He made electric cars cool. He launched reusable rockets. He smoked weed on Joe Rogan's podcast and sent Dogecoin to the moon. But here's the thing. Musk isn't just a businessman. He's a brand. His fans see him as Tony Stark, the genius who defies the odds. His critics, they call him a fraud, a hype machine propped up by government subsidies and stock market speculation.
Elon Musk has defended his decision to sack thousands of staff at Twitter without warning.
Elon Musk didn't speak to any of the thousands of Twitter employees laid off today. Instead, he was a surprise guest at this investor conference in New York. Meanwhile, many Twitter staff woke up locked out of their work laptops. They were later told via an email to their personal accounts that it was their last working day at the firm. Some have been told they'll be paid until February next year.
A mixed range of emotions, certainly upset, certainly frustration, certainly some anger. But you know what? Also, in some cases, some relief, right? Because this was a thing that played out over the course of the majority of this year.
So is that a joint?
He is one of the world's most successful CEOs with a net worth estimated at more than $20 billion. So when Elon Musk started smoking a joint on comedian Joe Rogan's podcast, people noticed. On the same day the podcast was published, Tesla's chief accounting officer announced his resignation. He did not cite the incident.
So, which is it? Is he a tech messiah or just really, really good at marketing? Chapter 5. The future. Is Musk a genius or just lucky?
Okay, let's end on something positive. You're shooting for Mars. What do you think that's doing for people? Because it's kind of, I don't want to step out of my box here, but it's really interesting to me to watch you do this because it's preposterous, right? It's a preposterous thing to do, to go to Mars.
Attention all flight crew members, this is the final go, no-go poll for operations. Raptor 1. Raptor 1's go. Raptor 2. Go.
Yeah. And yet, I was old enough when the moon landing was happening to remember what that was like, right? It was an adventure, positive adventure everybody could participate in. It was an unbelievable technological accelerant, and it was a mark of faith in the West, I would say, right? In the might of the United States and the upward aim. And so I know you're playing, I don't mean in the game-like manner. That's what you're tapping into. What do you think you're doing with this, with the Mars venture?
Stage 1. Go. Stage 2. Go. Flight directors go for launch. We have liftoff.
Well, the Mars venture, I think, is part of the expansion of consciousness beyond Earth.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Today, Musk is juggling everything from self-driving cars to AI to building a brain-computer interface with Neuralink. And let's not forget, he now owns Twitter, or should we say X. Will he actually get humans to Mars? Will Tesla remain the king of EVs, or will it all come crashing down like one of SpaceX's early rockets? Love him or hate him, Musk is undeniably one of the most influential figures of the 21st century. A man who, through sheer vision, luck, or both, reshaped the world. And whether he soars or crashes, one thing's for sure, he's not done yet.
That third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
So I would encourage you to take risks now, to do something bold. You won't regret it.
How did you figure you were going to start a car company and be successful at it?
Well, I didn't really think Tesla would be successful. I thought we would most likely fail. But I thought that we at least could address the false perception that people had that an electric car had to be ugly and slow and boring like a golf cart.
But you say you didn't expect the company to be successful, then why try?
If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure.
Or how do you think about making a decision when everyone tells you this is a crazy idea? Or where do you get the internal strength to do that?
Well, first of all, I'd say I actually think I feel fear quite strongly. So it's not as though I just have the absence of fear. I feel it quite strongly. But there are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough that you do it in spite of the fear. I think about what technology solution is necessary in order to achieve the particular goal, and then try to make as much progress in that direction as possible. I think being a multi-planet species and being out there among the stars is important for
the long-term survival of humanity, and that's one reason. But then the part that I find personally most motivating is that it creates a sense of adventure, and it makes people excited about the future. If you consider two futures, one where we are forever confined to Earth until eventually something terrible happens, or another future where we are out there on many planets, maybe even going beyond the solar system, I think that second version is incredibly exciting and inspiring, and there need to be reasons to get up in the morning. Life can't just be about solving problems. Otherwise, what's the point?
What do you think? Is Elon Musk a genius, a visionary, or just really lucky? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.